अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहल्लुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली. In this video I am going to teach you one of the most beautiful poem from Hornbill textbook. The title of the poem is Laburnum Top. I request all the students to have the textbook in your hand so you can understand well. I am reading from page number 31. Laburnum Top, it is written by Ted Hughes. Very nice poem, very short, simple and sweet poem. You will be able to understand this entire poem in this video only, inshallah. Laburnum Top, I am reading from page number 31. It is from Hornbill textbook. If I talk about this poem in nutshell, so you can understand well. Laburnum Top is the name of the tree. It has yellowish color. It has the leaves of the trees are yellow, right? And it is found. This tree is found in especially in Kerala. It's a poisonous. It has poisonous leaves. The scientific name of this tree is Acacia officina, right? Let me tell you the summary of this poem so you can understand well without reading. It is about the tree known as the laburnum top, and it is there standing under the scorching sun in the month of September. The sun is scorching upon it and it is extremely hot season. The season is autumn. The leaves of the trees are falling and there is no life on it. It is described as if it is a dead tree, right? Now suddenly there is life on it, as one bird known as goldfinch. It comes suddenly over there. It takes shelter at the end of the branch, and once it takes shelter, it comes with much movement and with much sound. It was chirping, right? And it twitching, it was trilling, it was thrilling, it was trembling, it was chittering, and it produced different kind of sounds over there. And the tree which was dead, it gives life to that tree, right? As if the tree become alive. And seeing that bird sitting at the end of the branch, the young ones or the chicks, seeing mother, they all started producing sound, and there was life on that tree. It has movement also. It has different kind of sounds produced by chicks or by the young ones as well as by the bird. And it just went to the thickness of that tree, and near its chicks, near its young ones, and fed them. And then after it once again take the shelter at the end of the branch, and it suddenly disappeared. This is the poem about it. Let me explain you in nutshell so you can understand it well. Before I explain it, let me adjust my camera. Okay. Laburnum Top, introduction of the poem is, the poem The Laburnum Top is written by Ted Hughes, right? It is about repaying relationship between the laburnum tree and the goldfinch bird. The tree is yellow, silent and death-like, and is made alive by the bird and her young ones. The yellow bird has her shelter on the tree where she feeds her young ones. But as soon as the bird leaves to fly in the sky, the tree becomes silent and death-like again. This was an introduction. Now let me tell you once again the summary of this poem. The poem starts with the description of the laburnum tree, whose top was still and silent. It was a total silent tree. There was no life on it, right? Its leaves had turned yellow and seed had fallen down, right? It was a daytime in the month of September when the tree was standing still and death-like. The lifeless tree became alive by the arrival of the goldfinch bird. She came to feed her young ones who are on thickness of the branch. The tree is her shelter. She arrives at the end of the branch with chirping sound. She further moved to the other side of the branch with rapid and precautionary movement like a lizard. She had been compared with a lizard, that is simile. As soon as she arrives, the young ones start chirping like a machine and vibrating and flapping their wings. So there are different kind of sounds are found in these poems. The death like a tree becomes alive and it trembles and shakes. After feeding them, this bird mother feed the young ones. After feeding them, she fly to the other side of the branch. Her dark colored face with yellow body was barely visible as she vanished behind the yellow leaves. She flew away in the sky, leaving the tree death-like again. So this is the summary of this poem. Now let's begin to read from the first line. The laburnum top is silent, quite still. It is total silent and it is quiet in the first line. Literary poetic device used is personification, because the non-living being has been compared as if it is living being. So laburnum top is silent, quite still, as if it's living beings become silent, not non-living. So personification in the very first line, personification has been used by the poet. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight, a few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. So in the very first stanza, how is the tree? It is silent, quiet. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight. It is the month of September and the sun is scorching upon that tree, right? And the leaves of that, it is the month of autumn, and the leaves of the trees are in yellow color. And few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen, and leaves are also falling and seeds are also falling. September sunlight, alliteration, SS is repeated, that is called alliteration. So you must have understood the very first stanza of this poem. In the above line, the poet says that he saw a laburnum tree whose leaves were yellow. The tree top is still and silent in daytime of September month. It is autumn season and all the seed of the trees had fallen. The poet has used the word yellow for leaves and sunlight. Yellow symbolizes silence and death and beauty. He described the whole scene of the tree with this color. Okay. Let's begin to read. You must have understood the first stanza, very easy. The second stanza, till the goldfinch comes, there is one bird whose name is goldfinch, Suneheri Chidiya, we call it in our language. Till goldfinch comes with twisting chirrup, twitching means movement, one kind of movement, with twitching chirrup means sound, it's also producing sound. It comes with movement and sound, and suddenness, it comes suddenly, it doesn't come slowly, it comes suddenly. And startment is showing a sudden shock at a branch and it takes shelter at the end of the branch. Then sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt. So then sleek as lizard, so which simile had been used by the poet. Sleek as lizard, because it has been compared with lizard. Then sleek as lizard and alert, it is an alert and sleek and abrupt, it come rapidly, suddenly. She entered the thickness and machine start up. So she took shelter at the end of the branch and she just went, she entered the thickness where she has put, where she has produced, where she has given birth to her young ones or chicks. And seeing the mother, all the young ones, all the young ones or chicks, they start producing sound like a machine startup of chitterings. Chittering is also a kind of sound, and tremor of wings and trilling is also kind of sound. So there are different type of sounds are used by the poet, chittering, tremor and trillings. The whole tree trembles and thrills. It was very dead-like. It was the tree was very silent. It was like a dead tree, but the arrival of the tree give life to that tree. The whole tree trembles and thrills. Sudden excitement. There was a sudden excitement on the top of the tree. It is the engine. Okay, let me explain you in nutshell. She entered the thickness and machine startup. Machine is used here metaphor because her sound has been compared with machine, so it is metaphor. Okay, the whole tree trembled. Whole tree trembled. It is repeated. It is called alliteration. Now, in nutshell, a golfin burst comes to end. The golfin burst comes to end. The golfin birds come to end it like a scene of the tree and make a sudden chirp sound. The bird, while being rapid, alert and precaution like a lizard, sit on the branches of the tree. As she moved towards the thickness of the branch, her younger ones start chirping and doing vibration with wings, making sound like a machine. Because of the movement of the bird and her young ones, the tree start to shake and thrill. The poet has given two opposite scenario of the tree. The tree first being a death-like and still, and then giving life and shelter to the bird and her young ones. So this is the explanation of the second stanza. So bird comes over there, it gives life to the tree. Seeing mother, they all start making sound. There are different kind of. It has been compared with lizard also. Let's move to the third stanza of the poem. In the second stanza, the word that has been golfing, a small singing bird with yellow feathers on its wing, twitching, sudden jerk movement, chirrup, bird making a repeated high-pitched sound, startment, feeling, showing sudden shock, abrupt, rapid, chittering to make chattering sound, right? Tremor of wings, involuntary vibration of wing, trilling up to produce chirping sound, tremble to shake, thrill, sudden feeling of excitement. This is okay. Now let us go to the third stanza of this poem. She stook its full. She went to her young ones. She fed them with full. Then flut out to a branch end. Flut out means move abruptly. It suddenly went and once again take shelter at the end of the branch, showing her bare face, identity mask. Face, her bare face. Face is described as a bear, having stripes on it. There are stripes on it. So it is transfer epithet, right? Face has been described as a bear. That is called transfer epithet. Poetic device used by the poet is bare face. Face has been compared. The face has been used as a bare face. So it is transfer epithet. Transfer epithet is, for example, fat boy. So boy, what kind of boy? It is fat. So it is used transfer epithet, right? So this is one more poetic device, transfer epithet. Showing her bare face, identity mask. She was showing her identity mask to her young one sitting at the end of the branch, right? Let me explain in a nutshell. The laburnum trees and goldfinch bird is the engine of her family. She provides food to her young ones and moves to the other branch end. Her dark color striped face is visible as her body is yellow color and hides behind the yellow leaves of the tree. This is the explanation. Now last one. Then with eerie, delicate whistle, chirrup, whispering. Once again sound with delicate, strange, delicate whistle, chirrup, whispering. She was whispering, sitting at the end of the branch. She launched away. Once again, movement sound is used. Launch away, fly away towards the infinite, endless sky. Infinite means endless sky. At the Lebanon subside to the empty. And once again, the tree become very silent, like a dead tree, and it has no life on it, and the tree become live with the arrival of the bird goldfinch. So after reaching the end of the branch, the bird makes a sweet chirping sound, just like a whispering, and flies away towards the infinite sky. It again makes the laburnum tree silent and death-like. So this is the end of the poem, but still let me repeat it, some important poetic devices, poetic figure of speech. Alliteration, repetition of consonant sound at the beginning of two or more consecutive words. The instance of alliteration in the poem as follows: September sunlight. So S is repeated, that is called alliteration. Tree trembles, so TT is repeated, that is called alliteration. Simile, comparison between two things using like or as. So sleek as lizard, so this is simile. Metaphor, an indirect comparison between two things, generally a quality compare. So here it is, see, enter the thickness and machine start up. The noise created by the movement of the bird is compared to the machine noise, that is also metaphor. It is the engine of a family, showing a bare-face identity mask. Personification, the attribution of personal nature characteristic to something non-human. The whole tree tremble and thrills. This is also personification. Transfer epithet, the figure of speech where the adverb is transferred to another noun. Her bare face identity mask, that is called transfer epithets. Okay, if you just see the page number 32, think it about. What do you notice about the beginning and the ending of the poem? Let's see. At the beginning and the ending of the poem, the laburnum tree was standing still and silent, just like a death-like. To what next? To what is the bird movement compare? What is the basis for its comparison? The goldfinch movement is compared to that of lizard because she was abrupt, sleek and alert. The same movement were observed when she arrived at the tree and moved to the thickness side of the branch to feed her young ones. Next question. Why is the image of the engine evoked by the poet? As the engine is the source to run the machine, the bird is compared to the engine as he is the feeder of her family. As machine cannot work without an engine, her family can't last without her. Yes. Next question. What do you like most about the poem? I like the comparison of the state of the tree before and after the goldfinch bird arrives and makes the death-like tree alive. Next question. What does the phrase "her bare face identity mask" mean? The phrase "her bare face identity mask" means that the bird face become identity and symbol of recognitions. So by this way, this is the end of the poem. Note down, there are the sound words used by the poet is twitching, chirping, chittering, trilling, whispering. The movement word flirt out, launch away, trembling, comes. The dominant color in the poem is yellow. This is the end of the poem. I hope you must have understood it. Very nice poem, very easy poem to understand. If you just go through this poem and just listen the video uploaded by your teacher, you will sure understand it. This is very important poem for your post midterm exam. Allah Hafiz.